Hello, and welcome back to Hitman. And in this series we will go back to where it all started, and this time round we will focus on completing as many of the challenges as we can on each and every one of the primary Hitman targets, with maybe a few interesting bonus kills on the way. Today we are in Chongqing, China for the Hold My Hair challenge, and what a challenge this one was. So this entails eliminating one of our targets via drowning. So for today's challenge we will be starting undercover in the block. We're going to have a remote egmatic gas grenade stored up in the block corridor, and we're going to be bringing with us our silenced pistol. So right from the start and off the bat, this took a little bit of figuring out just to iron out all of the randomness that happens for this. So what we're going to do is exit our blend spot. We're making our way right across to the far end of the floor here, where we will retrieve our egmatic gas grenade in a briefcase. Just avoid the enforcer there as best you can, before making our way back to the security room where we started and heading up the stairs. And once up the halfway point, we're then going to take out our silenced pistol, take out the surveillance system that will stop any cameras that we're going to run into later on, continue on up the stairs and then cut through the laboratory area here where all the pod people are, and out the other side, and then up the final set of staircase to the top floor, where you may encounter this. Yes, Hush and everybody in this room are frozen in time. Basically, Hush has glitched out and isn't moving or talking. Now the only way to combat this, if it happens for you, it shouldn't do, but if it does, what we're going to do is make our way straight into the bathroom area. We're going to render the test subject in here unconscious, take his outfit, and we're then going to collect up our briefcase, remove the gas grenade from the briefcase, place it back inside. Now I dropped the briefcase here, but I strongly recommend that you take the briefcase with you and place it out in the outer corridor to our left before engaging the young lady researcher here in conversation. Now I get away with this, but only just. So what we need is that gas grenade out in the corridor, hidden away so that no one sees it. So what we're going to do at this point is play out the first part of the mnemonic challenge. So once we have failed to, or Hush has failed to control our mind the first 2 times, he will then call for a break, which gives us the opportunity to take out the researcher. We're not actually going to do any of that this time round, because Hush will go back into his normal routine at this point, thus breaking his broken break. And what we want Hush to do is to go downstairs and then return. So what we're going to do now, once we have been dismissed, is head back into the bathroom and wait with the remote egmatic grenade trigger in our hand. Now obviously I haven't done this because I haven't moved the suitcase into the right area. So I just managed to get away with that and got past the guard. Where we want to place the briefcase earlier on was behind that lump of wood just to our right. And then once we're at this point, we'd go and retrieve the briefcase and place it much more out in the open, somewhere like that. And then we're going to duck through the window to get back inside. So if you place the briefcase out there before we've done the test, you wouldn't have to do all that. You can just walk in here, jump out the window, reposition the briefcase where we have placed it now, and pull out our trigger once back in the bathroom. And we're waiting for Hush to make his way downstairs. and what will happen is he will see that briefcase and he will take it to the nearest guard who happens to be on the stairs. And while he is doing that, at any point we can then detonate the gas grenade. Sounds a lot more complicated than it is because I've made it a lot more complicated than it is by forgetting to move the briefcase into the corridor. So Hush has spotted the briefcase. I'm going to detonate the gas grenade right away. Hush will still go through his routine of removing the briefcase to the nearest guard, who is down the stairs as I mentioned. We are going to hide ourselves in the corner of the bathroom here behind the door, and Hush will, without giving any real indication that he's sick, head in this direction. And once he does, all we have to do is close the door behind him, and then we are free and clear to finally drown him in the toilet.
Good. That's both targets down. I just need to override this, and I'm in. You can get out now and I can take care of the data remotely. Unless you want to handle it yourself.
So once we have eliminated Hush, we're going to put on the block guard outfit and make good our escape using the same route we used to come up here. That will avoid all of the enforcers. So if you remember, unlike me, to place the briefcase out of sight in the corridor, or even better, not have Hush break in the first place and just sit there in his chair, I actually waited around on one of my practice goes for quite some time before I realised what was going on. So as long as Hush is moving, just place the briefcase somewhere he can see it, he will take it away, and he will then be sick and come to the bathroom. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.